Today we are going to install the new DRT Motorsports Polaris RZR aluminum door set. These doors fit the 2022 Plus Polaris RZR Pro XP4, Pro R4, and Turbo R4, 4-door models. Install time is about 90 minutes. Can be installed by yourself, with a difficulty level of beginner. Tools needed for this job are a 3/8 inch ratchet, a 10mm socket, a T20 and T40 Torx bit, a 4mm Allen wrench, a 5mm or 3/16 inch drill bit, a power drill, and don't forget your safety glasses. So, gather the tools, and let's install. Let's start by removing the factory door skins. Do this by first removing the lower rear bracket 2 bolts with a T20 Torx bit on each door. Next, for convenience, we have only 2 bolts in place on each door. In your case, remove all the factory T40 Torx bolts that hold the door skins to the inner door framework. Once you remove the last bolt, pull the door skins off and set them aside. Now, with the factory door frame stripped down, let's work on the rear door. You will need to install a small mounting bracket to the upper front part of the rear door. Grab the supplied bracket and install it here on the back side of this top bolt hole, using a 4mm bolt and 10mm backing nut. Then, tighten it down. Next, you will need to drill a mounting hole in the rear factory door frame. Using a 5mm or 3/16 inch drill bit, we will drill this hole. The hole needs to be marked 1.25 inches down from this bend point here. The next measurement is 1.25 inches diagonal back from this edge shown here. Mark the place where these points intersect and drill a hole. Next, grab the new DRT rear aluminum door, and before you set it in place on the frame, grab the number 5 spacer hardware, and slide in the bolt from the front side, and the spacer on the back side of the door. Holding the spacer in place, slide the door panel onto the frame. Now, line up and install the number 1 hardware and tighten it finger tight. Then, go to the number 5 spacer, align the bolt with the drilled hole, and thread on the backing nut, finger tight. Now, you can work your way around the door, installing the number hardware kits 2 through 4, as you can see here. Once you have installed the hardware kits, now go back and tighten them all down, using a 4mm Allen wrench on the bolt, and a 10mm socket on the backing nuts. Next, Before we install the new DRT front aluminum door, we need to install the door pin extender plate shown here. To remove the factory door pin, or striker plate, grab a T30 Torx wrench, and remove the two factory bolts holding the plate as shown here. Then remove the plate itself and set aside. Next, grab the supplied door pin, or striker extender plate, and insert the factory T30 Torx bolts as shown, with the open end of the plate facing toward the front of the vehicle. Then, tighten down both bolts. Now, grab the supplied 4mm Allen bolts and 10mm backing nuts, along with the factory plate, and install the plate onto the extender plate as shown here. Then, hand thread on the backing nuts. Next, tighten down the hardware till snug, but keep loose enough to make any adjustments needed. This is because before finished, you will need to align the door properly to the striker. Next, grab the new DRT front aluminum door, and before you set it in place on the frame, grab the number 1 spacer hardware kit, and slide in the bolt from the front side, and throw the spacer on the back side of the door. This will be a little tricky, as it is a tight fit. You will have to let the spacer hang loose at an angle, as you slide the door down onto the frame. As you move the door into position to line up the holes, the spacer and the bolt will fall into place, as you see here. When you get the bolt through the frame, thread on a backing nut, finger tight. Next, just like the rear door, work your way around the door, installing hardware kits 2 through 4, as you can see here, finger tight. Once you have installed the hardware kits, now go back and tighten them all down, using a 4mm Allen wrench on the bolt, and a 10mm socket on the backing nuts. Now, with the aluminum door in place, close the door so it lines up against the door pin, or striker. Make any adjustments as needed to the striker, and tighten the striker plate down. Then, shut the door to see how it fits, and move on to last steps. Lastly, make sure to adjust your doors, to have nice clean, and even spaced lines, all the way around your doors. Adjust the rear door, so the rear hinge gapping isn't too big, so there is plenty of gapping in between doors, so they clear each other properly. If there happens to be touching of the grille work, you can open the rear door, and slightly bend the door where needed to clean up the gapping, as seen here, so the doors fit perfectly together, as designed. Now, repeat these steps on the other doors and you are ready for the dirt. Congrats, that completes your DRT aluminum door set install. This door kit is designed to add strength, protection, and aggressive styling to your side-by-side. The DRT Pro Series aluminum door sets are made to work with your well-designed, aluminum OEM door frames. Using the OEM door frames retains the ability to use your DRT armrests and door bags with these aluminum door kits. Until we meet on your next DRT install, be safe out there. If you have any questions during your installation, don't hesitate to contact us via phone or email. We are here to help.